I am now live. Welcome back to the channel, folks, to the live podcast, post-match reaction to Celtic 4, Hibs 0 at Eastern Road. I do apologise if I'm sipping away on the old lem slip. Don't want to be getting the bad dose of the flu. So I said I pop on. I know it's midnight and it's quite late. A lot of people are gone to their beds and people are in work early, and some people are travelling back from Edinburgh. Some could be on trains. Some could be driving back. Some are waking up. We have subscribers all over the world: Canada, Australia, Ireland, Scotland. It's great for you to all tune in, get the comments in. I said I'll pop on tonight, have a chat with you about the game coming up, about the performance tonight, and overall, just in general, what's going on at the club and the speculation of players that we could be going and could be bringing in. So I want you to have your input in the comments below. And if this is your first time viewing the channel and the podcast, do subscribe as well. It helps the channel grow. I'm not asking for any money. Just ask you to press that simple red and white button as well. So you got to respect the view as well in the background. So yeah, let's kick it off. Obviously, man of the match performance tonight from Aaron Mooy. You may call him the Aussie Pirlo. The Aussie Pirlo. I thought the first 20 minutes of the game, we were very sluggish. I don't know if it's just down to the pitch conditions. The referee was literally having the shittest game ever. And we got into the game like Hibs. There was a stage in the game where Rio Tate took a throw in and gave it straight to a Hibs player, and he almost scored for me. But Starfelt, with the experience of Starfelt and Carter Vickers at the back, they got into the game. We got into the game. The flanks, they were exposing the flanks a lot against us in the match. But Days of Maeda put a shift in tonight. And he's still a lot of Celtic fans, critics. A lot of people criticise him because of his Champions League campaign, missing certain, golden chances. Some people have a grudge against him. I've always said, thanks very much, Michael. I've always said about Maeda, he's a workhorse. Yeah, he's not an out-and-out striker, but he puts a shift in, and not every player can give you 100% and score goals and provide assists. Players have bad games, and that's the way it works in football, So, what a goal tonight. Has to be up there. Maybe goal of the season. Maybe definitely goal of the month. I thought it was an outstanding finish, as you'll probably agree in the comments below. It was a cracking goal. Nice volley from Aaron Mooy to kick it off as well. When obviously took a little bounce off the ground and up to David Marshall. Just let us know in the comments as well what the mic sounds like as well. I know there's only a few people watching it tonight, so just give me a second now. I'll share this on the Facebook. I need to start getting the whole migration of Facebook and YouTube and Twitter all going up again, because there's still, if there's as I said, it's late. It's a late podcast. I was out watching it, so that's why I said I'd pop on. I wasn't drinking though, so let's pop that on there. Share that there. Matt O'Reilly poor tonight. Yeah, his head wasn't in it, to be honest with you. Even the chance he had on the keeper and Marshall, he should have just literally put his laces through that instead of thinking too much into it. So he was poor tonight. I just think he's missing an edge with him. I just think since Tom Rogic left at the end of last season, he's just missing something. He looked sharp as hell in pre-season and the start of the season as well. It's just like he's gone off the level. I don't know if it's the case that he was playing in Callum's position when Callum was out, and he just hasn't adjusted back to the position that he's usually, good in, prolific in, class in. But let's talk about Aaron Mooy. Do you start him on Monday against Rangers? Like the last two games, I said it last night on my preview, I had a feeling that Aaron Mooy would score. I just had that feeling. I was like, he's going to do it. He's definitely going to do it. So let us know where you're watching from. What do you think of Liel Abada's performance tonight? I thought he was quite poor. There was like one part of the game where he took a pass 4 lads, and that was it. Obviously he got us the penalty, he won the penalty for us. But could have been 3 or 4 penalties for Celtic tonight. Poor refereeing overall, in the game. Shocking. Even for Giakoumakis, he won the ball, got him a slide tackle, he didn't book him, gave him a warning. I just thought it was poor refereeing, but it's 3 big points, It's an extra goal on the goal difference as well, because they won 3-0 tonight. So optimistic, quite confident going into Monday. Obviously, the nerves will be at us on Sunday, over the weekends. But we should get there. Definitely should get there. It's like a little press conference with the blanket in the background. Yeah, looks well, doesn't it? It looks well. So, I know. But Matt O'Reilly, I don't know how to start him in the next game. If I had my way, to be honest with you, Chris, I would probably go with Hart, Jovanovic, Taylor, if he's okay after that little injury picked up, Starfelt, Vickers, Callum, Rio, Aramoy, Days Maeda, Jota playing on the right, and then Giakoumakis up front, to be honest. Giakoumakis up front. I know Kyogo scored tonight. I know a lot of people say, what they'll try to do, what they done last season is they'll try to take Kyogo early. And they tried to do this, and they've done it this season as well at Celtic Park. So I go with Giakoumakis for that physicality side of it. He's not going to take shit off Goldson. He's definitely not going to take shit off them. Predictions at the moment for Monday, I'm going to fancy 3-1 Monday. 3-1. I think they will score against us. But yeah, it's going to be anniversary as well of the Ibrox disaster as well. So, as a fan base, are we going to show a bit of class and just do the minute silence, or is there going to be people that booing? It's up to people. It's up to Celtic fans. I hope we show a bit of class as we are. Have good headlines against us on the back pages of us scalping them. Not bad headlines. That's why we want to go out there, conduct ourselves the best way. Go out there, play 90 minutes of football. Don't let the ref get on our back. Don't let brother beaten get on our back, and just play football the right way. It should be done. It was frustrating at times tonight. As I said, the referee, could have given us 2 penalties, could have awarded us 2 penalties, but he didn't. Shocking. Well, Callum McGregor had a good game. I thought Callum held the fort quite well. I thought Maeda tonight, as I said, played pretty well. I hope he's answering these critics. I'd start him on. I thought he played last time he went to Ibrox. I thought he played outstanding. Ran the socks off for himself. So it's definitely Maeda and Mooy. I was going to say Mooy. Aaron Mooy start for me. So you drop O'Reilly, you bring Rio in the midfield, you bring Jovanovic in, you start Giakoumakis for the physicality side of it, you start Jota for the skillage and the pace, and you just literally terrorize Tavernier. That's what you want to literally terrorize them, switch the rings, play mind games with them between Maeda and Jota. That's what we want to see. I really believe it will be tight for the first half on Monday, but it's all opinion. So let's look at this. Mooy and Maeda had to start on Monday. Celtic will rip Seth to shreds if they hit form. Look, 8 goals in the last 2 games. That's 10 goals against Hibs this season. That's a fantastic result. When was the last time we went to Easter Road? I won 4-0. Probably going back a long time, But even last season, I Easter Road for the first fixture, we were outstanding. And I just, second half of the game, we really picked up. We could have been more. We could have pulled more agony on them. And I was looking for a 5th, like we're looking for a 5th, but it didn't happen. But as I said, it's an extra goal on the goal difference, and you could see how happy Ange was when Maeda scored that goal tonight. Absolute belter of a goal. I don't think any keeper would have saved that as well, to be honest with you. So yeah, get the comments in. 16 on yous. Tell us where you're watching from. I'm glad the sound's okay for you as well, which is great to see, and I appreciate the support as well on the channel. You're probably wondering why I'm on all the time. Just am. I enjoy interacting with you. Not like some Celtic YouTubers that don't interact. But look, we're all one family. That's the most important thing. Mooy and Maeda, Dr. Evil and Mini Me. Brilliant. The two eggs were outstanding. Aaron Mooy didn't have a clue where he was at one point. A full time he was just like, scored a goal. Mate, you scored 2 goals. you should have led the line with the celebrations. He comes across as a real shy person, you know. Haksabanovic, I wouldn't start him against Rangers. Like he's a good player, but I think a lot of people are hoping so much on him. You know, it's his first season. He has showed signs that he has quality, but I just don't know. I just don't find him as a starter in my head at the moment. And I don't know if anyone else is agreeing with me on this channel, but I just don't find him as a starter. I always feel like Mooy is the same for Till, Jota, you know, Jamesy Forrest has a more in my eyes than Haksabanovic at the moment. But you know, let's see what happens. You know, 1st of January, Derby preview. I hope so. To be honest with you, Michael, as I said, I'll be flying back to Glasgow that night. I'll have my kids that day. So if I can get a preview in, even if I get a preview in when I'm in the airport, I'll try do it. Sit there with the microphone in the bar, having a Guinness, getting ready for the party. Monday will be close. I believe we have enough to beat that team. 100%. I think we have enough. You look at like where we've developed as a squad over the last 2 years. Defensively, we're more comfortable. You see at the back, we're not dodgy. You know, Joe Hart, my heart still goes in my mouth when he gets the ball, even tonight with stages. But I think with that composure from Carter Vickers and Starfelt throwing his body at everything tonight, you know, them two have to definitely start against Rangers. 100%. You know, I don't know. I'm just not a big Hackett fan at the moment. I just think he needs to win over me. And I know a lot of saying, well, trust every player. Like it's not like I'm doubting him. I just feel like there's better quality players to start the game. But you know what's up today? It's up to Gaffer. Joe Hart needs to go. Well, if he's keeping clean sheets and he's a bit of a leader on and off the pitch, I disagree for the time being. I think maybe the end of the season. I like to see him stay at the club in some capacity if it's possible. But you know, Seacrest is a good keeper. You know, I think Seacrest would be decent enough. You know, but how do you feel about the attendance for Monday? That's what I want to talk to you about. I think it's 720 fans or 780. You can correct me if you want. So we'll have the corner. There's been talks of a young Rangers fan that was six months old that sadly passed away. So there's been a couple of rounds doing on social media. Will Celtic fans do applause in the 6th minute for this young boy that passed away? My thoughts and prayers are with his family at this difficult time. You know, to lose a kid that young at any time is quite sad. So, you know, I want to show compassion towards anyone, regardless if it's blue or green. You know, I like to show class. And as I said, my thoughts and prayers are with the family at the moment. Yeah, Starfelt was pretty amazing. I think he knows that his position is up for grabs between Jens, Stephen Welch, Karabashi. You know, he has to work harder than he did last season. And he's at the scoring a few goals already at the start of the season as well. You know, he scored against Kilmarnock, and he scored against Dundee away. So, yeah, I think it was a good idea that Ange kind of rested the likes of Jota. I know Jota came on towards the end of the game. And a big shout out as well to young, you know, Vata, you know, Rocco Vata coming on. Great to see him. I know we were talking about youths on the channel, you know, and I've said it to you. I go, if all means, if we're winning 3 or 4-0, we have a youth player on the bench, bring him on, but don't start him, don't drop him in the deep end, because I made a point earlier on. Look at the likes of Calvin Miller. He played against Kilmarnock a couple of years back. Well, Brendan Rodgers' second year, and what happened to him? He had about 3 or 4 games, and he just went off the face of the earth. So you don't want them players like coming in. You're bringing them through the youth system, and they have one bad performance. And you know what fans are like. Fans can be very skeptic when a player doesn't have a good debut or a couple of string of games. They're saying, he's shit. If the manager sees something in the background and the hard work being paid off, he deserves to be on the bench or deserves to be playing. You know, you don't need to criticize players. This is not the season where every player was a disaster for us besides Welch and Oyer in that season. two seasons ago. We need to back the team. We're in a fucking great position at the moment. We're 9 points clear. We're going to leave 2022 9 points clear. We basically have one hand on the trophy now. We have 2 trophies to contest for as well. On top of that, we're in a League Cup semi-final. We're financially good. We had a learning curve in the Champions League. Things are going pretty good as a Celtic fan, and you know, it's great to feel again. It's great to feel that, you know, everything's positive. And Michael that's watching this, me and Michael have to go on many a times over the last 2 years and sit there when we were getting pumped by AC Milan in the Europa League and getting beat by the likes of Ross County at home, and there's bleeding civil war riots outside the stadium. Like, that's embarrassing to even bring that up in our history. But, you know, we bring in a phenomenal manager, a manager that a lot of people doubted. I was one of them, and look at the job he's done. Look, even at the end of the game, that little, you know, just dying for him to do the Ronnie Doyle one day, do the Ronnie. But look, it's big performance, you know. How's it going, Max? I hope you're well. Max is a good YouTuber. I was looking at that clip the other day, that guy with the bum hanging out. You're doing a great job, Max, and I mark my words, Max, you will be one of the best Celtic YouTubers. You're getting there. You're in the right direction, and I met you a couple of times, and you're doing quite well. And you know, roll on. Confidence is key, man. Confidence is key. Don't let anyone doubt you. You keep doing what you're doing. You're gonna get recognised, and you'll get there. So that's my words of wisdom to you. Okay, my channel's taking its time to get where it is, and we have a massive support. You know. Look at Brian. Great to see Brian in. But yeah, you're saying you don't know. As I said, I wouldn't start. As I said, I wouldn't start youth in big games. As I said, once the league is done and dusted, that's when you start the likes of Avate, you know, or a Lahal, you know, Bolson Lahal, if you pronounce it, you want to pronounce it that way. I think he's going to have a good future at Celtic as well, Bolson Lahal. I'd like to see Toby the keeper get a game or two as well under his belt. You know, well, obviously Chris now is going to be more likely the cup keeper, you know. Well done from Chase Goldson channel. How's it going? I hope you're well. I hope you're well. How's it going up in Aberdeen? Great little picture there, eh? I don't blame you for hating Celtic and hating Rangers, because, you know, Celtic are dominating everything, and they did beat us. So, yeah. God bless Aberdeen. They once a dominant side. They once won a European trophy, but it's been a while for them. You know, they'll get there one day when the sheep come home. Starfelt was immense tonight. Starfelt deserves a tap on the back. You know, he was clearing everything, drew himself for everything. Even there was a stage where Porteous was trying to get up the wing, and Starfelt got a run at him. Don't mind me drinking the lamb slip. So tell us where you're watching from. It's past midnight. I'm going to stay on for another about 10 minutes. Get the questions in. If it's about Monday, it's about the performances. I want you in the comments to, out of 10, give Aaron Mooy a rating out of 10. Days and made a rating out of 10 as well, please. You know, Jota has to start. I think Jota will start. You know, Jota, obviously, we think of that iconic moment of Jota doing that, like doing the Rocky was. The arm in the air, the people's champ. We're all debating our lineup for Monday. I'll continue. Yeah, 7.5 for Aaron Mooy. No. He was just perfect out there. He had one bad pass in the game. He was just perfect. It was just not even what he done on the ball. It was off the ball work. He was outstanding, you know. And that was a long time ago. But yeah, that was a good win, obviously, for Scottish football and for Aberdeen at the time, yeah. But okay, Jim Goodwin's doing a decent job with the Dons, and you know, he's parked the bus against Celtic, of course. He's gave Rangers a bit of a scare, but you know, he should have beaten them. How's it going in Plymouth? The Green and White Army of Plymouth, you know, the El Pirate ship, Plymouth Argyle. A from Mooy, 8.5 from my 8. I'd be more going for a 9 for Mooy and an 8.5 for my 8. Now you could disagree, you know. It's all about the 2nd of January. But that's it. That's the next one on the fixture list. You know, it's the make or break for our closest challengers, as they want to consider ourselves challengers. So people might laugh and say they're not challengers, but you know, if they were to beat us, it opens the league right back up with 2 more games left against them. But I didn't watch their game tonight, and I don't really care about their game. All I wanted to know that Morelos was injured, and that's really it. See what happens. You know, it's going to be a good spectacle. It always is. It's always a tough place to go, hostile atmosphere. But we went there last season and we pulled off an absolute cracking result. And I'm quite confident that with the squad you have, they're moulded, they're stronger. You know, they're used to Antwerp. We can go there and get results. So quite confident. I like the thoughts of a 12-point gap. I'm sure you do as well. Hit the like button, random content. That's it. I'll put up as much content as I can. As I said, I want to keep you interested in the channel. It may not always be accurate, folks. You know, it's all speculation. It's all links. It's all talk, and you know, it's good to give you an insight into a player as much as I can read up and look at the clips and see what they can bring. As I said about Celtic song, 2.2 million. That team in South Korea, he plays for, are looking to offload him. I think that'd be a steal for Celtic if we would go for him. I know I was talking about Ladislav as well, and Massey that plays for Banik Ostrava, the 6'5". I know some people in the comments earlier on were saying like maybe he's a bit too, maybe, you know, 6'5", lack of pace, could be like a Peter Crouch. You know, I don't really rate him, to be honest. I've looked at him. I know he played against us in a friendly back in the summer. I'd rather, looking at what's in the World Cup of Celtic song, I'd rather him. That's if Giakoumakis goes. I'm happy if we don't. If Giakoumakis stays, and I thought he done a good shift, you know. That's it. Well, in my eyes, I know I'm trying to sound like an absolute fud, but there's no old firm. The old firm was the old firm brand in my eyes was dissolved in 2012. But I know what you mean regards to Glasgow derby. It's going to be a good spectacle. It won't be a 0-0 game, to be honest with you. Definitely not a 0-0 game, you know. Celtic should go for Oxlade-Chamberlain. I think there's enough in the midfield in department for players to get better. I think a Rio Atate can be good. I think a Rio Atate will improve as a player. My honest opinion on David Turnbull, as I said in the channel, I made it clear on my YouTube video, I don't want David Turnbull to be sold. I think he needs to be loaned out. You know, I know some people still like, oh, his stats, this and that, but, you know, I'd rather see David Turnbull being loaned out to Dundee United or Motherwell just to get that football on his belt, you know. How's it going, Rory? I hope you're well. Mooy was just outstanding tonight, man of the match, and always critical of my roll on the game in the 1920s box. Hell. Great comment, fair play to you. If this is your first time watching the channel, folks, please do subscribe as well. Iwata looks good. He looks like a unit. He does look like a unit. Obviously, he was valued the best J League player as well. Getting caps for his country as well. He is a unit. He's like, you know, this sounds terrible. This really does sound terrible. And some people might laugh at it, some people might find it offensive. He's like a steroid version of, a pumped up version of Rio Atate. The same hairstyle, the same kind of versatile player, machine. That's what he's like. It's like Rio Atate is after being on the juice. That's what he is. He reminds me of when I first seen him. I was like, that's a Rio Atate. Pumped up. So yeah, you could disagree with me if you want. You know, you need your own pods. That's it. It's about confidence doing pods. I was cheering Hibs on. Of course you would. Don't blame me. Cheering Hibs on. Like no one outside, no one like Celtic in the league. No one likes Celtic because Celtic are dominant, and that's all right. Keep the haters going, but we keep doing our job, top of the league, looking down on the Rangers, looking down on the Aberdeen. Exactly what I was thinking. that's what he's like. He's like a pumped up. He's like a pumped up. And what was the story with that Hibs player's haircut tonight? I seen a comment on Facebook saying when you order Derek Royden off Wish, what was the story with that mohawk? It was absolutely horrendous. He must be doing it for a bet. Definitely doing it for a bet. I don't know what he's like. Just Google him. Just Google him. You'll have a look and you'll see see what he's like. So yeah. McKirby, yeah. I thought to be honest, and Aidan McGeady done absolutely feck all against us. He had a little bit of skill and that was it. Aaron Henderson came on. Where was he to be seen? Was he just hugging the corner flag or something? My mom was like, what the that's it. It was absolute madness. Like, I was like sitting there with my guys, and my guys like, Keith, that's a bet. I was like, leave him alone, would you? If he feels like he's happy with that haircut, leave him alone. I get slacked because I have a Morelos haircut all the time because it suits me with me hat, me paddy hat. It's all right. It's all right. It's if he's embracing that haircut and he feels good, it doesn't matter what we think. God bless him. McGeady's 36 to be fair. I know, but like he's still playing top level, SPFL. But I think, regards to the opposition tonight, I think Hibs will finish fourth. I think they are a decent side. Look at how many managers have they been through in the last 2 years? Jack Ross, Sean Maloney, Lee Johnston, even Sir Gray even took a chance at them for a couple of games. Yeah, that's it. That's it. 3. Well, 2 scores were balls. 2 scores were balls. But great to see Aaron Mooy. As I said in the channel, I think Aaron Mooy will be unleashed on Monday. And I might people laugh say, oh God, he's getting ahead of himself. I think Aaron Mooy will dominate that midfield on Monday. I think he'll get stuck in. If Arfield's playing, he's going to get fucking stuck into him, or Ryan Jack, whatever, break up Sakala. Oh God, you're not the only person that said that. I've had a friend that said that as well. Kyogo's not bald, exactly. Kyogo's not bald, but Kyogo we're making the Rangers players balls the weekend when he scores a couple of goals against them, big time. Oh boy, like what? Tell Graham, back up and tell me why David Turnbull should be playing for Celtic, starting for Celtic. Back up now and tell me why he's not starting for Celtic majority of the time. Because I'm telling you right now, he has a future in the Celtic, sure, but he needs game time. He needs to get game time, and he needs to go out on loan. Simple as that. Simple as that. In my opinion, some people would disagree. I think he's just missing something at the moment. And if you want him as a future Celtic captain, he needs to mature as a player. And what happened with Callum McGregor? I know Callum McGregor was much younger. He went to Notts County. Did I help him with his career? Sure, right, it did. So, yeah. He's just, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But as I said, I'm backing David Turnbull to be successful at the club. I just think he needs to go out on loan. And that's my opinion, That's last season, Graham. That's last season. This is this season, Yes, he scored some crucial goals last season, some remarkable stats, but you got to go with what's at the moment. Form is temporary, and we're not seeing enough of his class at the moment. I just feel sorry from that. He's only getting about 20 or 30 minutes each time. We need him playing consistency and getting out there playing games. If it's a Hibs loan move, it's a Dundee move, just to get him there, Would you take Calvin Ramsey on loan? Yes or no? Cracking player. No, we don't need him at the moment. He's a cracking player. That's why Liverpool signed him. Sefco Rowan Club. Motherwell, I think Motherwell will be an ideal fit for David Turnbull. But let's see what happens. Like, he might not go anywhere in this window. As I said, I'm not doubting that he's not good enough for Celtic. I just want him playing more consistent football and getting him in the rhythm thing, getting that engine going again, getting them stats that Martin's talking about. We need to see that David Turnbull. We need to see what we paid for and we're getting the value. And send him on loan to Motherwell I think will lift his career. Simple as that. And some people might say, he's better off the bench for us. I don't get excited when I see David Turnbull coming off the bench, folks, and that's the God honest truth. And that's not slating the guy in any way. I just think, look at the midfield. I just need he needs a move on loan. Yeah. That's it. I know he squad rotates. And that's good. He squad rotates. A good that he shows. Like, it would be completely mad now if he went back to the 3 substitutes. But yeah, that's it. And like, that's what I was saying to my mate Gaz tonight. I was like, if you said to me 2 months ago, would I start Aaron and Mooy against Rangers, I would have laughed at you. And I could just see, since I think that Australian World Cup, obviously him going to the World Cup and playing with L. Jackson in the middle, having some really good games for Australia, has helped his game. He looks like he's settled. He looks like a player that's been there at Celtic for years, and doesn't have the pressure on him. I just feel like David Turnbull comes on and he's like, oh, I need to take this corner. Oh, I need to get this ball. Oh, I need to. That's good that you're looking for. You're looking for them to take the ball and take a couple of shots and test the keeper. And he's a cracking shot taker. Don't get me wrong. Well, probably the best free kick taker we have at the club at the moment, David Turnbull, but long move required. Definitely. He had his time, didn't he? Long move for my ass. The boy has not recovered from the final. Yeah. But you need to give him time and give him game time. Are you gonna drop Matt O'Reilly? Are you gonna drop Rio Atate? Are you gonna drop Callum McGregor for David Turnbull? That's what my question is. Why would you drop players that are putting shifts in? Now, get me wrong, I think Matt O'Reilly is a bit off the pace at the moment. And I don't know if it's just the case that the whole dropping back for a few games has affected his rhythm of things, and he's back in that position and he's just not getting that final pace at the ball, final shot that he needs to get that goal, So, as I said, this channel is all about opinion. If you don't like me, David Turnbull opinion, that's okay. It's okay. I'm sure you'll agree with me on other topics. Yeah, we do. We have a new penalty taker. Definitely. We do have a new penalty taker. It's great that I don't have to think about, oh, Jesus, McCall hit it. Oh, well, Yakimak is missed one. We have Aaron Mooy there, and, I know it's only, people might say, get over yourself. It's only one game, but I thought he was outstanding last week as well, That's it. So we'll see. Look, as I said, there will be a couple of outgoings, there will be a couple of outgoings in this window. I'm sure that, and we might bring in another 1 or 2. As I said, this Iwata guy, maybe the South Korean striker. Still definitely like midfield. I think we need to clear it out with the midfield. Like, as I said, Itaguchi will go back to the J League. James McCarthy, I don't know what will happen with him. I think he should just be left in the books at this rate. Abelard, which I said yesterday, which the reports were yesterday, he was meant to be going back to Ruben Kazan, but strange enough, he was actually on the bench tonight, which is a strange one. So I don't know what's happening behind the scenes there with Abelard's business. Oh, thanks. Hello. Cheers. But outstanding, Frank, outstanding. As I said, you knew from the start that Mooy and Mooy looked like they were up for it. Certain players didn't look like they were up for it for a while, and then they got into it. Rio looked, you got roasted 2 or 3 times, and then he got into the game. The second half, I thought Rio Atate was outstanding. I thought he was really good in the second half. Obviously, got assist as well. Even his cross in the first half from Moyeda, it was a great cross, and obviously Moyeda couldn't capitalise. But third time lucky, as they say, and he pulled off an absolute cracker of a goal. So hopefully it wins goal of the month for December. Yeah. He's definitely done. He's definitely done. And look at James, he just was one of these players that we were talking about, the likes of David Humble, James McCarthy suffered with a lot of injuries in his career as well. Everton days, his Wigan days, and never selected for Ireland at times. So, he was cracking player for Hamilton. Cracking player. Done well in the Wigan side, even Sean Maloney. Giakoumakis doesn't look happy. He's getting time, but Kyogo scoring exactly. And look at regards to Kyogo tonight, Kyogo wasn't getting the service. He just didn't look like he was up for it. At one point, I thought he was injured, and then he came up with the goal, and it was a lovely finish. It was an extra goal for him, and at the end of the game, straight out to the fans, doing the usual celebrations. So that's me. That's me done, folks. I'll see you. Can I get back tomorrow night? Pleasure speaking to you all, and do subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll speak to you all soon. Hail, hail.